The only thing that have changed is from bad to worse, from worse to destruction. And if not for IPOB that is here to set it right. You go pay my money, oh. You go pay my money. Angelina, pay my money, oh. 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 You go pay my money, oh. Angelina, pay my money, oh. Angelina, pay my money, oh. Angelina, pay my money, oh. It's your year to pay my money. Angelina, pay my money. Pay my money. Angelina, pay my money. Ah, Angelina, pay my money. Oh, Angelina, pay my money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Angelina, pay my money. Not trying to what type of trouble? What type of trouble? That why can't I talk? You marry, you know how much wealth they cost. You marry, you marry. You marry. Because I can tell you, if you try, you know, succeed. The right to try again. Like us, I believe you can survive it. The right one and you. Fadi ike buono, Benjamin no rubu. Ivi can eme pukem. Ivi can eme pukem. Ivi can eme edikem. Power Mike and Nanny, Power Mike of Nigeria, even the world as a holy Power Mike. Nano de Greek, Balampana, so but no Nenu, Vivi can make bouquet, the first round, Pana Papa de Rom, Vivi can make bouquet. Second round, Pana Bombardero, even vegan American. So the third round, that's your degree. He's the other Michael, he's the other at the body junction. Vegan American. Well, for 2 rounds. Oh, Mike, you wait in a land and we're going to Greek. Oh, Mike, you know the Macan even a but the man Mike may not be wrong when they know I think it's at the end. The ring is at the end. See, please let him back and then look back at the ring is at the end. Oh, no, I think it's at the end. The Canadian to transport Melodia, one on a ring is at the end. The ring is at the end. The one at the universal church, on a ring is at the end. The ring is at the end. The cannot be told the ring is at the end. On a ring is at the end. The ring is at the end. Then the neighbor, you don't bend the book, not ring is at the end. The ring is at the end. Now come out to Conway, on a ring is at the end. Thinking of it, but then nearly even on a ring is at the end. When they go to them, Manam. Look at the left of the book, please, I know where you went, on a ring is at the end. The ring is at the end. When from America, now, all the new give Kaisia got in it, on a ring is at the end. And what the ring is at the end. The WW and the book on a ring is at the end. When you went down my log of Monday, when I'm jump on them, Monday, when I'm melody, 2 million in the Pitaba. Dudu wende dudu bodu. Ede kunde koje na rono na kabu aluki mboto kurane. Oba wada limite. Manke manu mande yo bonota. Manke manu mande yo bonota. Aba kabu bale mama kama. Oba oba wada. Dudu kanu si manje katungo kundu. Ona kuna chedo manke. Kuna onogo tiskatira. Akiri wi bodu dumatu. Tritu tongu mene mte Nigeria. Gobe na kwa ndago. Kukumbo ya tasimenti ya nyolanya. Gote ni wewe. Oba wada na banane na joke ni umo. Right.
Unaweza pata Wambe isine patonya Wambe isine patonya Nasi mane ya jebe Odika sina patame Nasi mane ya jebe Odika sina patame Akwenyi gabrisi oche Akwenyi gabrisi oche Enyi na-aga na iso n'azụ Enyi na-aga na iso n'azụ Na-asị ma nịnya dube enyi chebe enyi Ọ dịgasị na-akpata m enyi Na-asị ma nịnya dube enyi chebe enyi Ọ dịgasị na-akpata m enyi Akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche Akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche Enyi na-aga na iso n'azụ Enyi na-aga na iso n'azụ Gbọgbọgbọ ndụ Kaba kparịsịsị aga bụ nkata mbe na-enyi mbe wee naba Gbọgbọgbọ ndụ wee je ga-agwa eze sị na mbọsị ya ga-abụ okwu aga eze wee sị ya ndị ibe adị ya kwuru ọsị ya nga ekwusikwana ya ike nga rapụ ya bịazịa ife ya ọfụ ka chi mbọsị ya lụzie ndị wee jekwula enyi tupu o jee na be enyi chi agbagogasị anwụ ekesibe gị ike enyi si ya mbe ka esi ka isi were aga kịta ebe nwa sị na ya ga-abụ isi oche ka ọ ga-abụ ya nnukwu ọkụ na ya jere ekwena iji na-eme gba nkịtị na ba ga-ejesi ike enyi si ya ngwa ya bụdo ka bajebe ejebe n'ochego ya eri ụtụtụ ka ya yisi jikparịchachachasị ya na-echi ebe ọbịa mbesi ya na ọ bụrụ n'ije a na-ejezi n'ụzọ enyi si mbe ka gasibe n'ike na afade ejesikwa n'ike na kwa gaba anọkwa n'ụlọ ebe nwere na-eme ndị mmadụ anasị wee bụrụ ya bụ na ejepụta enyi na ekwu mbe wee kpọọ enyi si a na ọ ma n'ụkwụ nke ya bụ enyi karịrị nke ogologo ọ kakatara ya na-echefu ya nwatịntị enyi wee kpọọ mbe si a ga na-echezukwa ya ga na-agasị ike mbe wee si enyi ya biko ka ya ligolu n'azụ ya nụ enyi wee si a ga ligo n'azụ ya gị gasị ike ma ọsịsọ ligolu n'azụ ya ka fa jebe ọsịsọ Mba magulu melụ tịkọm ka ọ magulu n'azụ enyi o wee kpọọ enyi si anọfụgo na ukwu etoro ogologo nke ịmago na ya azụ ya bụ enyi biko ka e welu n'eriri anyị achị n'aka wee kedo enyi n'onu ka ọ bụrụ ya bụ na ya ejide aka wee rigoro n'azụ enyi ka agba wee na-aga enyi si ya nke ị na-eme gị ma ọsịsọ ka la jebe ejebe n'oge na ba aka mgbe wee were ụdọ ọnụ wee kedo enyi n'onu wee rigoro n'azụ enyi aka na-akpụdebezi be ezi nso mgbe wee wenye onu nna m eze akpata m eyi nna m eze akpata m eyi enyi isi anyị si gịnị nwambe ise na-ekpata onye nwambe ise na-ekpata onye mbesịa mba na-asị m anịnya ga-ebe enyi jebe enyi ọ dịkasị na-akpata m enyi na-asị m anịnya jebe enyi ọ dịkasị na-akpata m enyi akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ na-asị m anịnya jebe enyi ọ dịgasị na-akpọta m enyi na-asị m anịnya dube enyi jebe enyi ọ dịgasị na-akpọta m enyi akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche akwa enyi ga-abụ isi oche enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ gbọgbọgbọ ebe a ka enyi dọgidere ebe ọ na-adọga ije gbogbogbogbo nke nye ga-abụ isi oche chiaman gbọgbọgbọ eze mbe weluzie na bet gbọgbọgbọ were ụdọ n'oji n'aka eze n'aka si ana ife jiri ebe ịnụ ada ifeanyị ya bụ ndị be anyị unu ga-ama na oyimuduga m ozi na efe ya bụ ị na-edugakwa mmadụ ozi uche ya dịkwu ya nna m eze akpata m enyi nna m eze akpata m enyi nwambe isi na-ekpata onye nwambe isi na-ekpata onye
Oh man, Fußpilz, zum Glück jetzt.
Anyị abịakwa ọzọ All Seven Stars International na-abịa gị iri aka led by Magic egwu ga eji bili o ọyọ ije ayayaya egwu aga aga eje
Good evening, fellow compatriots. Good evening, my good people of Biafra land. Good evening, friends, relatives, well-wishers, fellow patriots in this our struggle. We welcome you once again, of course, as usual, to our regular broadcast, which comes to you from the combined studios of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority, coming to you from the city of Munich, Germany. Obibegon is my name. I have to inform you, as always, that we are broadcasting right now under the auspices of the Biafra Independence Movement BIM and the Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign State of Biafra Mazab. under His Excellency, the Biafran leader, Chief Dr. Raf Owazirike. Of course, to every member of bim-massob family, we say thank you for all your support. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your commitment and determination. Thank you for your indomitable courage. We thank each and every one of you for sustaining the struggle after several years without relenting. We thank you 1,000 times and promise wholeheartedly that in the coming weeks, when Biafra internal government would have commenced in earnest, each and every one of you shall be remembered. This is our prayer. It has been a long journey from the Nigerian catastrophe to this very ebbing Nigeria, with the hope that in the coming weeks, that is to say in the month of January, there shall be a new definition in our struggle. A gate shall open. As we are right now getting to the conclusion of this 2019, is going to lead us to the beginning of 2020, the year of the Lord. Do not forget, all the seers, all the prophets, all those with prophetic intuition have informed at one time or the other that 2020 is the year when the Biafran flag shall flag pointing to the skies to give us welcome before the international community. It's going to be a gradual process starting from January 3, 2020, so says His Own Excellency. We are not, however, trying to blow it out of proportion, no. We are rather giving information to our people to brace the tape, to get prepared, because we are gradually now approaching the acceptable year of the Lord. That particular year promised us by His Excellency, by the Lord Divine, that Biafra flag shall flag on high. We are equally expecting the introduction, or rather the reintroduction of the Biafran currency, the pound. It might not be immediately, but however, with time, we shall be opportuned. We shall have the privilege of once again touching that particular currency that makes us what we are, the pound. Gradually, we are approaching the day. All we say, do not relent, do not waver, do not flag, because the tape indeed is in sight. We are welcoming all of you from different parts of the world joining us right now in this particular program. Of course, Ifeanyi James is an earlier comer to this day's program. We welcome Ifeanyi James, of course. James, John Gift, we equally welcome you. Mark Williams, Emma Okafor, Anene Okeke, we welcome all of you. Of course, our brother, our representative in some of the Western European countries, Honorable Joseph Dane. Right now, of course, he's based in Austria, but right now in the States of America, where he is attending to some important matters. He is with us here today monitoring. Of course, Ogana Moore Namchuku is there, Ude James equally is there, and very many other people who are here with us right now. We should not forget that Biafra Monopoly is there, logging on through our radio line. Zion Ugo, of course, is there. Innocent Anidom is equally there. We welcome all of you, gentlemen, fellow compatriots, and equally appreciate the time you always make out to be with us. Thank you and welcome. Of course, from our studios, we have our crew members joining us from different parts of the world. We shall deem it equally necessary to give them this particular acknowledgement before we start the business of the day. From Makrodi, Uchenno Keke is there. From Japan, Echizna Udeze is there. From Lagos, Sunday Oti is there. From Lagos equally, Judy Chijoke is there. From Owerri, Bright is there. From the Scandinavian countries, Denmark in particular, Udog William is there. Gentlemen, each and every one of you, please take turn one by one and say hello to our fellow Biafrans who are now on the screen with us. Each and every over to you.
Yeah, good evening to all our brothers all over the world and the listeners. I want to welcome you all to our tonight broadcast. May you are welcome in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Uchen Okeke, and we thank you once again for making that introduction very, very brief. Of course, when I mentioned the Biafran pound, which in due course is going to be reintroduced into our economy, Omije Religious is calling it Egigwe, Egigwe Biafra. Of course, that is it. Why is it Egigwe? You know, do not forget that some years back, a lecturer in the university, rather, Lagos State University, went with his own students to Gambia. There, he saw the Biafran pound. One Biafran pound exchanged for 274 naira. Oh, so marvelous. That is what we are going to tell the world. Because we are going to be a manufacturing nation, not a consumer nation. Our money shall have that particular value to challenge the dollar, challenge the euro, challenge the pound, the British pound. Wait for us, we are coming. Thank you so much, Uchen Okeke. In Japan, Echezna Udeze is there. Echezna, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. everyone. I welcome all of you all over the world who are listening to us. My name is Echezna Odeze. I'm speaking from Japan. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Echezna, joining from Japan. Of course, after welcoming Omeji Remigius, let me have the opportunity of welcoming Michael Ezogbonnaya, who is now watching us. Equally, Chukwemeka Joseph is there with us. Thank you for joining us. Let us move down to Lagos now. Sunday OT is there. Sunday, you are welcome to the program. Sunday noise is coming at you from your own angle. Sunday OT. Okay, while waiting for Sunday OT to introduce himself, still in Lagos, Chuchuche cover to you.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Biafrans. This is Jude Chijoke, and I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. I pray you all to pay attention as we do justice to today's discourse. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chuchuche. Bright is joining from Owerri. Bright, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eken, our moderator, and I'm welcoming everybody in today's broadcast. My name is Bright Lion. Stay put. God bless.
Thank you so much for being with us. CJ Udensi, over to you. And while welcoming CJ Udensi, of course, we welcome Obineme Emmanuel, just watching us right now from our radio angle. He's welcome. And then back to Europe, our brother there in charge of the Scandinavian countries, Udo Ogunwunya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ikenna. I'm so happy to meet our brothers today again and to hear everybody's voice. That is a great day. So happy Sunday to all of you, and to we are here to tell you everything about what is going on today. We are going to discuss it. Thank you. I'm here waiting for the next step. Okay,
Thank you so much, Udogo. Of course, we have earlier on welcomed Ude James, Hugoli, White, Jude Lee. You are welcome. Ude James, of course, is greeting every Biafran, and in particular to His Excellency, the Biafran leader, Chief Dr. Raf Mozike. Of course, Amuche Israel Oyoke is there, and many others, one after the other. I will continue to welcome you. Kosarachi, of course, Sudani is there, and very many more people. Fellow compatriots, this is the time. First of all, I will give you a rundown of what we have for you this very evening by way of acquainting you with everything. We are going to talk briefly on the proposed, let me not say proposed, on the establishment or the setting up of Biafra internal government. Tentatively, let me use the word in parentheses. We are going to inform our people a bit of what they should expect come January 2020 in respect of Biafra internal government. We discussed that. Then, on the national level, we shall review or give appraisal to what Nigerian President Mr. Muhammad Buhari said in Egypt in the last days. Keeping all the borders open for Africans of every extraction to enter Nigeria without visa. In addition to that, most ironically, shockingly, most surprisingly, the Chief Justice of the Federation, that man that had no basic O-level qualification before passing through the Sharia law school to become the Chief Justice of the Federation by manipulation, pronounced a week ago, mandating the National Assembly to commence the process of amending the Constitution to accommodate the Sharia laws and Arabic language in our Constitution and to teach all these things in our schools. Terrible. We shall come to that. While all the northern borders are open, all the southern borders are closed. Enugu International Airport is still under lock and key. What is happening? Is there any work going on there? We shall know. Beyond that, we shall talk of the Turkish connection, the connection between Nigeria and Turkey. What is happening? How Turkey has been shifting arms to Nigeria as soon as they enter the Tinkan Island port or the Apapa. Everything unchecked will be taken down to Kaduna Inland Port, where they are opened and then vanish into thin air in the hands of Boko Haram, in the hands of herdsmen, and the rest in the hands of the Nigerian army waiting to occupy our land. What do we do amidst all this looming catastrophe? The Igbo people, the Ijo people, the Efik, the Ibibio, what are you doing? The die is cast. We are not going to talk about the Yoruba because we can never, no matter the circumstances, no matter the compelling situation, we can never, ever trust the Yoruba person in this our quest for independent Biafra. Whether they like it or not, they are free for the Yoruba or the Oduduwa, whatever name they may choose, but we can never trust them because instances abound. In the last days, Obasanjo went to Kaduna to give support to El Rufai, that murderous Fulani man, to become Nigeria's president after Buhari. Similarly, Bola Ahmed Tinubu met with Atiku Abubakar either to support him or for him to support a Yoruba president come 2023. That is their own headache. We are not talking about Nigeria. Let anybody that lies or they choose rule Nigeria. We are talking about Biafra. We are not prepared to discuss the Nigerian president of whatever Yoruba or Oduduwa or Hausa extraction. No. We don't want to discuss whether Jubril is ruling Nigeria. It's not our headache. We cannot interfere in Nigeria's internal affairs. We are here talking about Biafra. That is why we are here this evening, fellow compatriots. And then we are going to advise all Igbo soldiers and officers in the Nigerian army to be very careful. It is better you desert the army or you retire prematurely and come back home alive. Let us build the Biafran army than for you to be sent to Boko Haram base, their catchment zone in Borno, Maiduguri houses, or your way to fight Boko Haram. You are sabotaged they arrest you, they apprehend you, they slaughter you like cow. You are aware, you have heard that France is supporting, sponsoring Boko Haram. Why then must you go and die? We are telling our people, if you like, resign or desert. If you like, stay there, but be very, very careful because you are the target. Finally, we are indeed talking about peaceful agitation, that we want to get down to Biafra without shooting a single bullet. That is true. But let me make it unambiguous. These people might not allow us to get home peacefully without fighting a battle or a war. They must surely do everything possible to provoke us into the battle line. What shall we do? Would we fold our arms and allow them to drag us into captivity? May God forbid. When the hour comes, we shall know how to take care of the enemy. All this and more will form the subject matters of our evening discourse. Until then, or before we commence, once again, let us enjoy this.
Ndị nwe mmadụ ebe ụwa ndewe ụwa ndewe ụwa ndewe ụwa ndewe ụwa ndewe old school igede igede isi aga ga-ekwe na gị gbara onye nwe mme ekwere ekwerela gị ala bara anyị garịma onye si ya gbaga mgba ya bụ anụ ọkụ afụ n'anya ndị nwe mmadụ ebe ụwa nlewe ụwa nlewe ụwa nlewe ụwa nlewe ụwa nlewe.
Thank you very much. Before we commence now, of course, one Biafra James is very, very happy that all these things are happening in his own lifetime, in our own lifetime, that we are alive to witness the Biafra actualization dream. To God be the glory. Of course, we welcome Amuche Israel, who is saying, all hail Biafra. Ikechukwu Abu, of course, is there. Igwe Paul is there. Ben Toby Chukwu Benedict, of course, is there, saying, God bless Chief Raf Owasrike. Gentlemen, we are here now and it is time. In the past 20 years, we have been on this particular march to freedom. And it has not been an easy road. We have encountered vicious enemies on the road. We have suffered indignities. Our rights have been trampled upon, our freedom limited, checkmated. Sometimes we were browbeaten, we were treated as if we are no more human beings. We were subordinated from week to month, from month to year, but indomitably, courageously, without relenting. The Biafra dream has always been there. The light has always been shining undimmed. Appreciatively, we say thanks to Chief Dr. Afo Wazrike. 20 years ago, this journey started. Today, we are happy to witness the full-blown commencement of the Biafran administration. What and what do we expect? There is a name, the Biafran Society, the Biafran State. That particular state within a larger state of Nigeria. We are going to commence briefly, from there we expand the horizon. We have always informed you that nations that later had their own independence started exactly as we are about to commence. We are not going to fight a war or to confront anybody. No, we are trying to assert our own inalienable right to self-determination. We shall have our government. We shall have our legislature. We shall have our executive. We shall equally have our own judiciary. We shall have our ministries. Anything we can think of in internal government without running into conflict with the Nigerian setup. Anything that is necessary, anything that is possible within a state shall be set up. Already, you know, our secretaries are almost nearing completion. We are going to appoint, or rather, employ people that will work in all these secretaries in the interest of the Biafran people. That is clear. When we say all these things, we are not trying to blow the information out of proportion. No. We are rather giving you the accurate information. We are starting from January 3, gradually. And from there, we pick up. What can you do for Biafra? Of course, while we are on this peaceful march, some people keep on saying that the enemy might not allow us to practice this thing peacefully. I agree. They must surely do anything possible to infiltrate us, to create disharmony, to create confusion in our midst. They must surely do everything possible, we agree, to set us ablaze. Of course, you understand what they mean. They are going to create division in our midst. The Igbo against the Igbo against Ijo against Ibibio, Ibibio against Igbo, Igbo against Ezon. But we shall know how to manage our affairs to make sure that we form a unity, a kind of blessing union to accommodate every confederate state in Biafra, for us to form a strong bloc. And then, when this is done, the enemy shall not be capable anymore of breaking us asunder. So people always talk of unity. Udog has been talking about the unity of every Biafran. Echezna Udeza has been talking about the unity of every Biafran. On this unity, we stand this evening to say, how prepared are we for this government that is coming from January? How prepared are we in terms of unanimity? In other words, are we coming together to be part of this particular administration, or are we going to sit or stand asunder while watching the enemy to laugh at us? Gentlemen, the essence of unity can never be overemphasized, and of course, it cannot be overruled. Unity is very, very important. This is what we are talking about, because this time around, the enemy is coming. Why did I say so? Nigerian president has gone to Egypt. Do not forget, during the 1967-70, Egypt played a dominant role in fighting against the Biafrans. Almost all the pilots that fought for Nigeria were Egyptians. Today, Buhari has seen that Biafra is standing. He has gone to Egypt to solicit for another help by telling them every African is free to enter Nigeria without visa. The border is open. Why is it so? He knows very, very well that in this present dispensation in the worldwide, largely, Christians hardly migrate from one place to another. Christians have homes. Christians are not homeless. Christians know where they come from. Even when they travel, they will still go back to their own homes. But the Muslim world has no home. Their people have no homes. They move from place to place. Wherever they find the accommodation, there becomes their home. In consequence, all the Muslim African countries are now asked to come down to Nigeria and be part of the Nigerian citizenship. What are their targets? To impose Islam on us, to occupy our land, to rape our women, to take everything that belongs to us, to now convert our economy. And then, in case the Nigeria remains as it is, trust them, overblown population. This is why the gate has been thrown open for Muslims all over Africa, of course, and beyond, for them to enter Nigeria right now and be part of their system. Oh, they are free to come. Let them remain in the northern part of Nigeria. Let us welcome our people also from Zimbabwe, from Kenya, from Mozambique, from Gabon, from Gambia, of course, and from very many other friendly African countries, especially Cote d'Ivoire, Tanzania, Zambia equally. Of course, our brothers in Haiti, Colombia, we ask them to come back home. We are going to open our doors equally for our brothers in Haiti, in Colombia. They are coming back home unavoidably. All the Afro-Americans are coming back home. All our people around the globe will say, come back home. It's not only the Muslims come back to the northern part of Nigeria. Let our people also come back home. But I bet you, they are free to come to Nigeria, but never in Biafra land. There will be no home for them. This is why we keep on saying, much as we preach war, rather peace, we shall be prepared for any eventuality. Because we cannot be sleeping and the enemy will enter our rooms to drag us out and then we say we don't want to fight. No, there will be a time when we have to defend ourselves against a vicious enemy. Fellow compatriots, in this our march to freedom, we are almost breasting the tail come January. What do you expect? I've been giving you brief. Gentlemen, you are free to make your own suggestions, to make commentaries, appraisals on what we have said by way of informing our people. We have to encourage everybody by saying, be not afraid. In this our new government coming, fear not. We are with you. We are ready for everything. We are prepared for any eventuality. Of course, don't forget that in the past, herdsmen made very many incursions into Biafra land. They wanted to enter in the daytime, nighttime, but thanks to the vigilance of the Biafran security forces, they were able to intercept all of them and bundle them back to north. Biafra is not their catchment zone, and they can never be allowed to enter Biafra land to soil our dignity, to soil our sanctity. That is true. That is absolute. We shall not accommodate them historically, geographically, socially, linguistically. We are different. Nothing connects us. Nigeria is just an accident of creation, coming together of different nations that have nothing in common. Why they must be headed together and then continue to suffer year in, year out? We must say no to this. This is why we are telling every Biafran, get prepared. We talk about peace, but get prepared for red line. Remember, those who want eternal peace always prepare for war. Those who want to live in peace always prepare for war. Take, for example, Israel wants to live in peace with their neighbors, but they are ready for war. If Israel must lay down their arms tomorrow, they are finished. So, in the same vein, Biafrans must be ready. We must be ready for anything while maintaining this peace because it is very, very invaluable. Gentlemen of the crew, those of you on the screen, before you come in, let me welcome those who just arrived now. Ejikeme Kizito, of course, you're welcome. Simon Oroke, of course, you're there, welcoming Biafrans equally. Uzamaka Chiefilia is there. Let me see, Udog is with us here in the studio from Denmark and is there. Prince Nelson, of course, is there. Louis' response is greeting every evening, every Biafran, saying good evening to all of them, is greeting Biafrans from Western Zone, Lagos. Ofoleta Chetachi, of course, is there saying, great Macedonians, our victory is assured. Oh, thank you so much for saying Ikeda should remain blessed for all their efforts towards the struggle. God bless you. Of course, Chief Dr. Rapo, from whom I take instruction again and again, for giving us Biafra without gunshot. God bless you and God bless Biafra. Of course, Osoronia Francis is there saying, oh, so good. He said, nice and good. Osoronia Francis of equally is equally saying, oh, well done, Ikenna Obidegono. Williams, World Chidi is there, John Paul, and many others. From time to time, I'll be giving you a welcome. Gentlemen, the floor is open. Over to you. Tony Ofo, of course, is there. Ordinaka Emmanuel is there. Ordinaka Emmanuel is equally saying, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Bento Bichuku and not more. Many people now joining the studio. Gentlemen, say your mind on Biafran government. Peacefully, we are reaching there. Are we going to fold our arms in case if the enemy comes with his dagger? What are we going to do? Gentlemen, over to you. Say your mind, but make it brief, please. Yeah, thank you so much, Uchenna Okeke. Talking to Biafrans now from Matodi. Uchenna, over to you.
Yeah, good evening once again to all our listeners all over the world. Yes, I want to thank God that by the special grace of God, our able leader, His Excellency Chief Dr. Ralph Uwazurike, has made it open and very clear to the hearing of the world that come 2020 January, we are going to start off our internal government. I want to believe that I have not heard him said we are going to start a war either with Chad Republic or Niger or Benin Republic. What he said we are going to commence and start our own Biafran internal government. And so if anybody feels that the step we are about to take in life is an abomination to him, I think if what happened in 1966, 67 repeats itself, we are not going to be blamed for anything. We are completely ready. As the commander, I am a commander in my own zone. As the commander, we have prepared ourselves militarily to withstand any foreign force that may coming into our territory. We are not going to spare any idiot, maybe in the form of Boko Haram or in the form of Fulani herdsmen or whatever these guys, these guys that they come in, we are not going to spare them. And so the best thing for them is for them to respect themselves. If they think we are cowards, we are not cowards. They have been killing us. We keep quiet, thinking that things are going to work out well. They will come back to their senses. Since they remain, they refuse to buy sense from reasonable countries, I think we are ready to sell sense to them when the time comes. So I want to say kudos to our president, Chief Dr. Ralph Uwazurike, and kudos to all bim-massob all over the world and our supporters in different countries. I want to thank all of you for all your relentless efforts. You have been trying a lot technologically. You have been there for Chief Dr. Ralph Uwazurike. I sincerely appreciate all of you. We thank all the bim-massob security men. In fact, you have been awesome. Your commitments, your resilience, your effort in all angles. Whenever order is being given, you always run to obey the instruction. I want to thank all the departments, all our executives, the council of elders, all the coordinators, the regional administrators, and our provincial administrators, and our zonal leaders. I want to thank all of you in all departmental position. Most especially, once again, I thank our security men for their effort. Thank you, and most especially, I want to thank you again, our moderator, Ikenna Obibi Egono. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Seriously, we are not going to relent for any aggression from anybody. Thank you very much. That's my take on
Thank you
this.
so much, Uchenna. You have really said it all. Our president has said it that we do not want to fight a war with anybody, that we are going to keep on with our peaceful agitation till we reach our homeland Biafra finally. But if anybody should stand on our way as we try to see the light, we shall teach the person a lesson. If anybody should try to be a stumbling block on our way to homeland Biafra, we are going to discipline the person. Mark my words. Boko Haram is a big joke. herdsmen is a big joke. We are just keeping silent because this is peacetime. And in peacetime, Biafras don't make noise. In peacetime, Biafras don't blow whistle. In peacetime, Biafras don't roll up drums. We fold our arms. But when we are disturbed, we shall do everything necessary to defend ourselves and get to homeland Biafra. We must. Nobody will stop us. 2020 is the year. Take it or leave it. How many days from now? It's very close. Thank you so much, of course, John Ejike Ibokwe, for that compliment. We are indeed grateful. Kenneth Akosa, of course, thank you so much. Daniel Okoha, Okoego, of course, you are saying all hail to every Biafran. Morris Switcher, of course, is there. And of course, Louis' response is saying that Dr. Wazike told Buhari that Biafra will come to his doorsteps as a surprise, and the deal is already done. Ozonie Francis saying Biafra internal government we are talking about is not a call for war. Unlike Nigeria hears the truth and hates Biafra. Nigeria doesn't want to hear anything about Biafra. That is the truth. Our internal government is our right and must start January 2020. That is obvious from Ozonie Francis. Thank you so much, gentlemen who are sending their comments here. As you send their own comment, of course, I pick it. I am so vigilant enough. I get all of them. I read them out. Thank you once again, Uchenna Okeke, for your wonderful contribution. Of course, Echezana is there, Udog is there, Sunday Oti is there, Juchijoke, CJ Udensi equally is there. Gentlemen, say your mind. The floor is open. What do you expect? As we march peacefully to Biafra land, the enemy might wait us on the road. What shall we do? What shall we do? We are talking about peace. Of course, we are talking about peace and we mean it. But if the enemy comes with aggression, which is the word aggression. If the enemy becomes aggressive, what are we going to do? It's just like in the last months and year, when the herdsmen tried to penetrate Biafra land, we didn't fold our arms. We told them, no, you must go home. That you must go. Even village men and women, children, boys, girls, came out and told them you must go home. Of course they did. We can never tolerate any indecent gathering in Biafra land in the name of herdsmen. That is true. Biafra is a decent society. So, gentlemen, over to you. Say your mind. Sunday Oti, Udog Win, CJ Udensi, Juchijoke, and lot more. Say your mind. The floor is open. On this particular Biafra internal government come January 2020, 2 weeks to 3 away from now. What do you think? Then after this, we shall go to the other businesses of the day that concerns the larger Nigeria, the Islamization agenda, coming from Buhari, coming from the Chief Justice of the Federation, Tanko Mohammed, and lot more. The reasons why the northern borders are open, why every Muslim in Africa must enter Nigeria. What are we going to do? To God be the glory. Some people in the Niger Delta right now, Ijo axis, have started saying that Ijo alone cannot withstand Nigeria because the Yoruba people are in support of one Nigeria. Forget the pretenses they are giving to us today. Therefore, the Ijo as a nation must liaise with the Igbo people to form a confederal Biafra. This is what they are saying, and that is agreeable. Take it or leave it. This is what we want. Gentlemen, say your mind. The floor is open as we play Biafra music.
Agrotech West Africa Limited. Mati dekene yo, eje, yare paragimo. Onye mali feke so kuyeme niao. Aka keje na kiwere magi tino. Ego amara bayame ya la la la. Onye saya magamba ya.
as we are waiting for our people to give their comments, let us make some references. In the last days, the United States Department has made a statement, of course, quoting the American president, that Cameroonian President Paul Biya should, with immediate effect, vacate all Cameroonian military airports in the western part of Cameroon, the Ambazonia. It's a quick notice. The American government has given Paul Biya of Cameroon 72 hours to vacate every Cameroonian soldier airport in the western Cameroon known as the Ambazonia. Of course, you understand the signal. In other words, 2020, Ambazonia becomes a republic. Immediately I read it, I never hesitated. I called the second in command, the Ambazonia second in command. I don't want to mention his name. I'm in touch with him on a daily basis. I called him to confirm if indeed such statement came from the American government. He said yes. Absolutely yes. And he told me they are already in Ambazonia. Two nations shall emerge, 2020, Ambazonia and Biafra. To God be the glory, we share a common border. Of course, linked by the ocean. We share a common border, and that is going to be a very wonderful, prosperous economic zone. This is Ambazonia, this is Biafra. Two new nations coming up 2020. Why can't we say to God be the glory? It is a thing of blessing. I spoke with the second in command in the States. I spoke with him as I've always spoken with him. And indeed, he is happy about it all. Of course, here I am. There are some dominant roles I've tried to play for the people of Ambazonia, which I'm not going to mention here, God forbid, for security reasons. But when the Republic of Ambazonia shall be proclaimed, on the day they will hold their flag, I will go there with some members of the crew to go and say, all hail. By then, I will tell you what I did for the Ambazonian people. Until then, the floor is still open. Gentlemen, say your mind.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ikema. This is Bright Lion from Owerri. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on, please.
Yeah, based on 2020 internal government of Biafra, we all know that Nigerian government might not or will try all their possible best to do one of two things, to try to create atrocity or try to create riot or whatever, to hold hand, to push us to the world, to find out if we can do what we keep on saying that we can do. The thing remains this. I'm 100% sure when it comes to Biafran security, the way they take commands and the way they obey when instruction is given out. So I'm saying it loud and clear. Biafran security are not taking nonsense from anybody come this 2020. This internal government will stand and we will do it with the help of our security. We are sure that no forces, no military, no agency from Nigeria can do anything when it comes to that. People that have for how many years now, Chief maintains that we will keep on pushing without non-violence. You can imagine when they push us to the wall and the instruction is not given out, attack back. With the annoyance, we endure for because I've been enduring and with the annoyance, things that I will do, I don't even believe that if Nigeria will stand for the next couple of days. But I'll put it this way. Nigeria, as the name stands, they don't like good things. And when they hear the word Biafra, they start shivering. Whatever thing that they are doing now is one or two things that they can do, to still showcase as if they are Nigeria, but we all know that we stand gidigba. We say we stand gidigba. We stand still with our 2 feet on ground. Nothing is happening, and whoever that dares will say more than fire. Thank you very much, Mr. Iken.
Thank you so much, Bright Lion, for your contribution. People, of course, are writing in their suggestions and making references to the wise sayings of the past. Let me, however, welcome Uche Jacob, who is saying all hail Biafra. Uche Jacob, you're welcome. Of course, Wokolo Mike Bess, you are welcome. Let me welcome some people. Let me see. Evangelist Victor, you are welcome. And Victor, Emeka, Anozie Uzonna, all of you are welcome. Now, Louis' response is saying, uh, I also want to quote His Excellency, Chief Rafa Wazirike. He said that what the Fulanis couldn't achieve in 1806 is what he's trying to do now. But the quality of people we have now are not those they met during the ancient times. That is true. Usman Danfodio tried to penetrate. He could not succeed. Far back 1806. Ahmad Bello tried, he had a dream. That particular dream was to penetrate Biafra land and dip his own Quran in the Atlantic Ocean at our very backyard. Despite all his concerted efforts, he could not find a headway. He was stuck. What Usman Danfodio, what Ahmad Bello could not achieve in the past is what Muhammad Buhari thinks he can achieve. Oh, think of that. It's quite impossible. Of course, his days are numbered. We are not wishing him death. No, 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 at all. He only joins his own ancestors when God wishes. But what Danfodio and Ahmad Bello could not achieve far back 1806 and what have you in the modern time, how then does Muhammad Buhari think that he can achieve it? It's a pipe dream. A pipe dream indeed. And of course, it goes further by saying what is certain is that we are not going to let out our strategies because the enemy is listening. That is true. One thing there is this: the people they met in the earlier years are not the present day Biafrans they are meeting today. I must be honest with you. The present day Biafran, every Biafran in the present day, be he man or woman, is prepared for any eventuality. No Biafran is prepared anymore to play the subordinate position of the second class citizen. We are now prepared to take our destinies in our hands, and no matter the backings of any particular dog or bull, we are not going to relent, and we are making a forward march towards Biafra. And nothing, I repeat with strong emphasis, nothing is going to stop us from marching into Biafra victoriously. The days are numbered. Whether they like it or not, there is no going back. Thank you so much, Fidelis Ozioko. Of course, he said the government is already starting. Ozonia is still telling us that our own government does not mean war. Of course, we have said it again and again. It doesn't mean war, but it equally does not mean that when the enemy comes to drag us out from our various houses, we are going to fold our arms and begin to say sorry. No way. We are going to fight back. Next time the enemy shall beware. Thank you so much, Ikesh family. You are saying to God be the glory. And Victor is there thanking God. Ude James is saying, we are not afraid because God is waiting for Buhari to step into red line and see what waits for Egypt's Pharaoh. That is very, very true. Ifeanyi Efuobi, of course, is there. By the time God is not online with us, but today he's just monitoring from Port Harcourt. So, Ude James is asking, but why does US, let me see, why US does not give the same order to okay, so Ude James is asking why is the American government not giving the same order to Nigerian government as is given to Cameroonian government? It's one by one. You have had impeaching one by one for line, one after the other. They cannot carry two things at the same time. Otherwise, if they want to scratch their body, which hand would they use? So, one by one, when Ambazonia is there finished. We shall use there as buffer. We are going to stockpile a lot of. Oh, sorry, I don't want to say certain things. But what I'm saying is that American government wants to do it one after the other. I'm not talking that we must rely on American government. No, we rely on ourselves. Remember, the Ambazonians trusted on themselves before a US stepped in. So, in the same vein, we rely on ourselves. Then, with time, they too will step in. And now we can say, all hail Biafra. As we say, all hail Biafra, we still throw our doors open for those who want to say something to come in. Of course, we welcome Igwe Ogere, Morris Chidike. Zion Ugu is saying, Ugu Zion from Lagos is saying, our time has come and nobody can stop us because Biafra is a spirit, and also like a wind, you can't give account of his move down. Let you see. You cannot determine the movement of the wind. That we are already prepared because God is with us. This is said by Zion Ugu. So, we only are waiting for directive from His Excellency, Chief Dr. Afo Wazirike. Of course, Ndujeku Donald Okudere Ndujeku is saying, thank you, God. God bless bim-massob family. God bless everybody. Gentlemen, of course, say your mind. Those of you who can talk.
Yeah, this is Jude Chijoke.
Yeah, Jude, you're welcome.
And yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. I think in regard of today's topic, I'm very, very much happy to, to comment in regarding of the which is about to commence. No, I'm grateful that the bim-massob and the all other groups that are fighting for Biafra sincerely, I'm grateful that they have done their job right, for being able to impact on our people. Because initially, most of our people never really understood what Biafra is all about. But today, I think I can tell you that a lot of people seems to have understand that we have gotten to that stage, and then we were able to get to this stage due to we were non-violence. It's just like our leader, Chief Dr. Ralph Mazwiki, when he started the struggle, I think he made it clear that we are going to move from stage to stage. A lot of people never really understood what he meant by that stage. So, from what I'm seeing presently, it is a very clear sign that we are moving into the final stage. And this final stage, I think I will simply say that I don't have any fear. I don't have any fear. I'm confident that we have done our job right. And then what is about to happen is going to play to our own benefits. I think Biafrans are nothing but Biafrans are simply waiting for directives from the Biafran leader, Chief Dr. Ralph Mazurike. He's a peaceful man. At the same time, he has made it clear that he is commencing the Biafran government and
I don't know if we have lost him. Hello, Jude. We are sorry, we have lost him. When we reconnect, we shall give him audience.
or else, yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, go on, please.
Okay, let me just round up. And like I've said, I believe that every government, most especially the Nigerian government, must obey when Chief Dr. Ralph Waziruke speaks, because he has remained peaceful over 20 years ago, and today he has simply made it clear that he is commencing the Biafra internal government, and the which is going to be internal. We are going to mind our affairs. I think the point is very clear. The land belongs to us. Biafra is our own. It is Biafra that is going to reach out to Biafrans. It is Biafra that is going to make decisions on how to develop our land, on how we are going to live happily, on how we are going to live to be secured. So whoever in our own land that think he can come and bring a problem, I think we are going to prove to them that this time around it is never going to be, like before. So I think the point is very clear. We are not clamoring, we are not asking for anybody to pick up arms, but if it comes to that point, we will definitely do what? Defend our land. I think that is a very simple sign. So I am very much confident in what we are walking into, and I pray and I pray and with a very big confidence that we are going to succeed and walk into Biafran successful, in Jesus' name. Thank you very much, Ikem.
Thank you so much, Jude. We thank you for that contribution. Of course, and Victor Emeka is greeting every Biafran. He says greetings to all Biafrans. That is Anne Victor Emeka. Daniel Okobo is saying, what happened to Egypt will also happen to Nigeria very, very soon. Of course, Ozonia Francis is repeating that if Nigeria tries any nonsense, what Boko Haram is doing in the northeast will be a child's play. That is coming from Ozonia Francis. Anozie Uzonna is saying, whether Buhari and his agents like it or not, Biafra government must stand on January 2020. And the Ikech Club is saying Biafra is God project. No man can do anything to stop it. We are on top. Indeed, we are on top. And Omeje Religious is saying, Ijele says, and I quote, that the day Nigeria will break, Igbo will play no role. And I, Omeje Religious, so much believe in Ijelematic. He, a man who can code and decode. Israel Ojon is saying nothing will ever stop us from getting to our promised land. Of course, everybody is very, very, everybody is agreeing that Biafra has come. The prospects are very, very high, very, very optimistic. Let me say, everybody is optimistic, and that is the spirit. Once you are determined, once you remain optimistic in whatever you do, definitely God is on your side. We have cried for long. We have bemoaned our fate for long. We have suffered. We have endured for long. And the time has come for us to enter the promised land. To God be the glory that we are witnessing it in our own lifetime. We are building a home for our children, for our children's children. We are preparing a place for them. When it is ready, they will come to enjoy it all. That is why we are struggling, making sacrifices to make sure that our people, our children, will have a home they can call their own. Biafra music. Of course, the floor is still open to members, to anybody who has something to say. If you cannot say, you can write down your own message. I will read it out. Okay, now let us move further to another topic because an hour is gone for this particular broadcast already. Last week, while in Egypt, Pharaoh's home, Nigerian President Major General Muhammad Buhari, while addressing his own Muslim counterparts, made a statement, a historic statement, that Nigeria is now a home to every African migrant. That Nigeria is now a home to every African migrant. In other words, if you're an African, you are free to enter Nigeria without visa. Oh, Ordinarily, like in Europe, where we call what we call Schengen. Schengen means if you have German visa, you can enter France, Netherlands, um Italy, Spain, Switzerland, Belgium, all of them. You can enter, no visa. That is true. It's good. It helps economic mobility. But in Africa, where things are working fine, it is supposed to be like that. But then, do things work fine in Africa? No. 1,000 times no. Africa is not a place where things work as supposed to be. Let me tell some of you who might say we have to get comparison from Europe. No. When we talk of Schengen, listen to this now. When we talk of Schengen states in Europe, all of them are Christians. From A to Z, Christian country, there is no Muslim country in Schengen state. The only Muslim country that is supposed to be a part is Turkey, but Turkey is not. And they don't want Turkey to enter into the Schengen states because the moment Turkey becomes a member of the Schengen states, definitely they are going to flood the whole of Europe with Muslims, and you know how they behave. That is why every effort, every move, every diplomatic or undiplomatic move being made by Turkey to be part of the European Union is nipped in the bud, especially by Germany. And so, no matter the efforts, Turkey can never be a member of the European Union, not to talk of being a member of the Schengen states. It's practically impossible. In the same vein, why then must every African country have the freedom to enter Nigeria without visa, unchecked? Why? We have Muslims in Africa, we have Christians, and the two religions do not agree. They are parallel, they never agree. They can never ever agree. Why then must Buhari move down to Egypt and tell them, feel free to come, Egyptians, you are free to come, Libyans, you are free to come, Moroccans, you are free to come, Algerians, you are free to come, Sudanese, you are free to come. All of them, think of that. Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso, Niger, all those fundamentalist Islamic countries, they cannot enter Nigeria. What do you expect? They are preparing for the day of the Armageddon. These people are hell bent on carrying out Islamization agenda to the letter. In consequence of this, they are trying to bring in all their brothers and sisters from the Sahel region, from every part of Africa. They can now closer into Nigeria, and before you know it, they are moving eastwards to occupy our land. Must we agree to that? No. So that is a great mistake being made by Nigerian president to allow all these people to penetrate our land anyhow. Why must we allow this to happen? We know Christians don't just migrate. Christians don't just migrate. South Africans don't hardly migrate. Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, all of them, they hardly migrate except the Muslim world. So, when it happens, who comes to our aid? Nobody. Tanzanians don't go out. Zambians don't go out. Gambians over there, of course. Ghanaians, all of them. Ivorians, they don't move out. Except Malians, Nigerians, Chadians, all these Islamic countries. They like migration. So that is why Buhari has asked them to move down into Nigeria and help their own people. In the event of any full-blown war against my own people, these people are going to form a coalition, a union against my people. What are we going to do? Are we going to fold our arms? What we are saying is that Nigeria is going to witness a conflagration anytime from 2020. And that is why the essence of this Biafran internal administration is very, very paramount. So that we shall get our acts together, we shall get ourselves prepared, we shall define our borders to make sure that we secure it, what we call Biafra land, to make sure that all these fundamentalist Islamists coming into Nigeria now will not have any way penetrating Biafra land. We are going to stop them at the Benue River. They must not enter. This is why he has gone there to make this proclamation and to tell you that these people have something in mind. Chief Justice of the Federation, Al-Haji, of course, it's an Al-Haji, Tanko Mohammed, just said 3 days ago that Sharia and Arabic law should be Arabic language rather should be introduced into the Nigerian constitution and then be taught in every university. That is a madness. That is arrant madness. Something is wrong somewhere. So we are not going to allow this to happen because the purpose of this particular pronouncement is to make sure that they carry out the Islamization agenda against my own people. And by so doing, the dream of their own forefathers of tipping the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean must have come to fruition. We shall not and we shall never allow this malady to occasion anywhere in Biafra land. Take it or leave it. We shall be prepared to shed our blood to make sure that Islam does not have any foothold in Biafra land. I repeat, we are prepared and we are going to do it to shed our blood to make sure that Islam does not have any foothold in Biafra land. Buhari cannot take us for a ride. Tanko Muhammad cannot take us for a ride. El-Rufai can never ever take us for a ride. Bola Ahmed Tinubu can never take us for a ride. We shall be prepared to march on. This time around, in the 1967-70, the battleground was in Biafra land. We are telling them that in the next dispensation, which we do not pray anyway, with the next battle, the battleground can never, impossible, can never be in Biafra land. We are going to cut this war to the enemy's crown. But we are not praying for war because we don't want to lose anybody. Neither do we even want our enemy to lose any of theirs because life is the same thing anywhere, whether the aggressor or the defendant, or the defender rather. Life is very, very precious. We want a situation where we reach home quietly, peacefully, without anybody shedding any blood. Except in their madness, they draw us to the red line. Then we shall be prepared to defend ourselves. Fellow compatriots, the floor is still open. Udogmweya, we are waiting for you. Sunday OT is there, of course. Chesna is there. And CJ Udosu, of course, is there. Gentlemen, say your mind. While, of course, we play the Biafra music and read out information coming from those who are watching us now. Thank you so much. Odinaka Emmanuel is saying, all I know is that Biafra in question is our only legacy and inheritance from our Lord Jesus Christ. We can't stop or surrender it for anything or anybody. God bless Biafra. Coming from Odinaka Emmanuel. Thank you so much for that. Of course, Israel Ojo, I've read what you wrote before, that nothing will ever stop us from getting to our promised land, Biafra. Francis Ede is saying, Biafra is where we stand. Of course, Biafra is where we stand. And a lot more. Ikechukwu is saying they can come to Nigeria, but it is not in Biafra land. Of course, they are free to go there. We have said Nigeria is a catchment area. They cannot enter there. Ude James is saying he has followed the Owazika spiritual and physical since 2003. So I got to know that Biafra is a project of God, not even Igbo project. Buhari is like a man struggling with death in a river. That Buhari is like a man struggling with death in a river. So says Ude James. And of course, Zoe Francis is still writing that very good, no way for Islam in Biafra land. Of course, no way for Islam in Biafra land. We are not going to accept it. It's impossible. Let us be honest ourselves. It's practically impossible. Islam shall not have any foothold in Biafra land. But we say it without fear or favor. Islam shall never ever have any foothold in Biafra land. This idea of taking over the entire Yoruba land is acceptable to them because Yoruba land or Judowa, 50% Islam, 50% Christians. It doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter to us. So let them practice their own Islam or Christianity. It doesn't matter. Let their houses, their Fulani take over the entire Yoruba land. That is their own headache. All we shall be our own headache when they try to tamper with our own businesses there. That's when we are going to tell them that Lagos is Igbo territory because 80% of the investments there belongs to us. Take it or leave it. It's incontestable. Their pharmacy continues. And of course, gentlemen, whenever you want to say something, draw my attention. I will pause the music.
Tupu oge ekwesị ka esi nke anyị, ma onye ọ bụ ga-atụ nwaanyị mmanụ. Apụtazie n'ụbọchị mgbe bebi tụrụ aga n'ụzọ.
Well, thank you so much, Mommy Onisha. Mommy Onisha is saying, Ikenna, my brother, we are marching to our fatherland, Biafra 2020, January. Let Buhari do his worst, nothing mega. Also, when he had amen. Thank you for trying to bring English and Igbo together. Also, when he had amen. That is true. And when he had amen, we are marching on to our promised land. It is now in sight. We have been marching for the past 20 years. Now, to God be the glory that we are alive to witness it. We are going to celebrate. We are going to pop up wine. We are going to enjoy elements of conviviality. Biafra has come. Indeed, it has come. Let Buhari do his worst. There's nothing he can do to stop it. And we mean business. Nigeria is going. In a bazaar, is saying going. Nigeria is going. Nigeria is already on the precipice. It is now going down and down and down every day. The Nigerian economy is going down. Nigeria political system is going down. Nigeria judiciary is dead already. The legislature is dead already. Nothing again is existing in Nigeria except the human beings working like, inverted images. And nothing more. Very soon, Nigeria is going to go into coma and never to rise again. From the ashes of Nigeria's incineration, Biafra shall rise like a phoenix. This is what we are saying. And we say, all hail Biafra, as we keep on playing your music. Yeah, gentlemen, I wanted to say something. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ikenna. My name is Udo Gwenya, here in Scandinavia, Denmark. I'm so happy to hear our people's voice and our opinion today. But what I want to tell our people living in Nigeria, please, anything you have, if you have shop, try to take some home to your village or to city, any Biafra land, because anything can happen anytime. Don't invest all your money in Abuja or in Lagos or in all the northern area, because if something happens, you may lose those things. Not that you will not recover it when Biafra comes, but for this moment, for security reasons, you have to start bringing your investment home. Try to do that. Don't think that nothing will happen, because our people, I don't know what is happening to our people. Our people, they are so daft that they cannot understand. They don't know when things is happening. They don't know when their eyes will open is when things start happening. They will start running away. Or when you are running, the Hausa people will wage you on the way and kill you. So now it's time for you to bring something home, bring in your investment home, so that you leave some there and bring some. So anything that happens, you have something home. That is something we are doing in Europe here. Anyone that gets money, you send it home. You send home, you invest, you build house, or you have something doing. Not that we cannot have our things here, because we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Here is not our country too. So I advise our people to do that particular thing. And what I want to say again is, we Biafrans should not be shouting every day that what we know we cannot be able to do. See Southern Cameroon, they have been fighting and they be killing them, and they are killing back, and they're strong, and everything, all these Cameroon soldiers, they tried to defeat them, but they're strong until yesterday or 2 days ago. The president of America warned them that they should take their soldiers out, which that the international community are now looking for their case. But look, Biafra, we will use our mouth to kill. We will destroy the zoo. We will do this. We will do that. But nothing is going to happen. So we have to start doing something, because these people, they are doing something already. They are already fighting with Boko Haram, and they're killing our soldiers and killing our people. They fight with Fulani men. They're killing our people, even though they have surrendered all our villages. we are still saying, oh, it's like tortoise. You know, in my village, when we are discussing about all these tortoise, when the tortoise will say, oh, if you do anything for me, I will slap you. When you slap, the hook say, if I still have this one hand again, if you do again, I will slap you. Your neck will go. You slap nothing. I will kick you with my leg. So that is the same thing some Biafra are doing. Your mouth cannot do anything to Nigeria. When you are doing something, when you are saying something, they already know where you are, what you are, what is your mind. So I will advise our people to, if you know you cannot do anything, keep your mouth quiet. You see what our president Chief Wazirika is doing. He's not making much. He just keep quiet and he do whatever he wants to do in his own mind and his heart. Of course, for a long time he start saying about peaceful, and then now I will advise him that this peaceful is too much. They have killed us enough. We have to use another strategy because killing our people. We are human beings. We are not animals. It's enough. And it's time to show them that, see, we are human beings so that their international community will see. Because any freedom fighting, any freedom which you try to do peaceful, no one can give you freedom. No, America cannot give freedom. Why America start putting mass for them alone is because of they see the killing there. See the one young woman carry a baby in the back. So the Cameroon soldier shoot the woman with the baby. That is abomination. That is why maybe Trump has seen all these things and see what is going on. So the same thing we have to do. They're killing us secret and they kill us where nobody is talking about that. Our leaders, Igbo leaders, they keep quiet. They're supposed to put masks this time around. And without you to put masks, see what is happening to Joseph Camp. If what Joseph can know that he will go to jail, I don't think he will agree to go to that court. But he don't know that he will go to that jail. He thought that he have like he have what they call it, Babangida and the other people that strong men in the outside land that will defend him. But he don't know that these people they have plans, they have an agenda, and they want to put all Igbo people, all the strong Igbo people in the jail. When after they put them in the jail, so that when time comes, no one will even talk to, it will help us because these rich people, all the billionaires Igbos, they try to destroy them. They try to make their life useless. So what we are advising those our billionaires, please. Now it's time for you to cooperate with Igbos. The same thing I said last time, Abelibe is cooperating with all Igbos. You have to cooperate with Igbos. No one can arrest Abelibe. And if he arrests Abelibe, all of Igbo people will go after you. The same thing I'm telling all the Igbo leaders, whether you from any Biafra, any area from Biafra, start cooperating with our president Wazirike. Start going there because I think if you go with him, nothing will happen to you. Remember what he said, AP? He said nothing will happen to him. And he stands together with him and nothing will happen. So please try to do everything. Go look for him and make sure you cooperate with him because he is the light we are seeing in Biafra land. He is the one that stands in Biafra land. Other people, they are, yes, we have other people making mouth, shouting and doing other things. Yes, they're trying. But we have people that stand in ground, people that say, I start camping, no shaking, no shaking. And no one can be able to arrest them or do anything for them. That is our president was wicked. So I'm pleading to all the Igbo people to go and unite with him. And I'd like to say again about the Egypt, the president of Islamic State of Nigeria went to the same Islamic State of Egypt because all of them they are the same thing. He went there to discuss about how they can kill Biafra, how they kill in 1967. If you remember, they said the Egyptian agents they bombed Biafra land. They are the same thing. He went to negotiate again thinking that they will do the same thing. But the unfortunate for them, all of us are now in diaspora. We are everywhere. and no one, even though in that jet, the population of Biafran there is many. In any country, we are many. To tell you the truth, where Igbos should not be afraid. If anything that happen now, even though we start fighting war, I think, to tell you the truth, our people will come out. No country will go with things that they will go and they help Nigeria. Because if example, if they are fighting, if they are fighting Nigeria, and Germany wants to go and help Nigeria, our people in Germany will come out and protest. We have their women, we will marry their women, we have a lot of children. How many Yoruba have children in Europe? How many Yoruba Hausa people have children in Europe? But we have their children, we have their wives, we married them. All of us are citizens in Europe here, and some of resident people, some people have resident permit with the white women. So when such a thing happens, all of us will come out with them without protesting, going straight to their parliament, ask them. So because they have law in Europe here, they have law. This law is not Nigerian law. When they say this, they will do other things. These places, when the law says this, nothing, even though the government cannot do anything. They have what they call democracy here in Europe. So when we start protest, they will look after the problem, what is going on. They're killing us. Then those people cannot go. They cannot give order to go and be killed, because if they give order, those people in their country they will have problems. Because let's see what happened in Gaddafi's time. When Gaddafi, they are having all these problems, there's no any Gaddafi, because Gaddafi don't allow any of their citizens to go out from Libya. So now when they have problems, it's supposed that Gaddafi have all their Libya, the people that support him live in Europe or live in Libya, they will start demonstrating, saying, no, leave Gaddafi. And if they marry their wives and their women or this. But this one, no one, nothing, nobody, no demonstration, nothing. Then they went there and they killed Gaddafi and they take over. Now the place is rubbish. So the same thing I'm saying now, we have power, we have everything, 100% that we will win the war. Because you cannot tell me, even though the Hausa people is 1 million and the Igbo people is 200, they can win us. It's not problem which mentality they have. Can they know only what they have is to shoot? Oh, they will just have all these charms and put for their body and they start shooting without to know any intelligence to shoot. So, but our people, before we shoot, we target our thing before we shoot. So, I think that the best thing we have to do is now it's time. Now it's time. Now there's this people are killing people. Now that this, because this Buhari thing that he's moving faster. Buhari is moving more faster because he have only 3 years remaining. So he tried to do everything to make sure he conquer everybody before that particular time. So now I think I will let other people to speak, but I have many things to say again if you give me more time. So I'm here with you, Ikenna.
Thank you so much, Udogo, for that wonderful contribution you have made. Honestly, I would like to give support to what you said by making some comments there. Now, Ojus Okalu, you said something that he never knew he would go to jail for that court. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone. That is true. I agree with you. I had the information. Ojuzo Kano was given information not to go to that court, that they would jail him. So he never wanted to go. But Tinubu had to make a statement somewhere where Ojuzo Kano was, that Ojuzo Kano is a presidential material of Igbo extraction come 2023. By that statement, he gingered up Ojuzo Kano, thinking that there was no plot against him. But Ojuzo Kano did not read the handwritings on the wall. Remember, to those who have read Shakespeare, to beguile the time, look like the time. To beguile the time, you look like the time. To win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truth. That is Shakespeare, Macbeth. Tinubu was a person that deceived Ojuzo Kano into going to court. Ojuzo Kano had security information never to go to that court that we are going to jail him. He didn't want to go. Tinubu then was set because Tinubu considers Ojuzo Kano as a rival in 2023 presidential election. Now, he had to withdraw as if he's now yielding to Ojuzo Kano's ambition. by saying that he is a right material for 2023 presidential election. Orji Okalu felt, oh, the bin and wood has moved on to Dosinen. And now he left his comfort zone and went to court in Lagos. And up to today, our brother is not yet back. In those days, it was a civil war song. Owerele, eteke nwanne m gara ugwu Awụsa. Owerele, echeke nwanne m gara ugwu Awụsa. Ụmụ Owere locha na ama nwanne m lobedi. Ụmụ Owere locha na ama nwanne m lobedi. Owerele, achọga nwanne m gara ugwu Awụsa. Oh yes! Kemgbe Orji Okalu gbara aga ala Yoruba olotabeghị. Kedu ihe anyị ga-eme? Must we wait? Oh my God, it's so painful. Our brother went to Lagos, is not back. He never knew that Yoruba had already conspired with the Hausa people to jail him. Yoruba conspired with the Hausa to jail Orji Okalu to prevent him, to forestall his presidential ambition come 2023. We are not saying that we are anywhere interested in Nigerian presidential election. No, far be it from us. We are talking about Biafra. But to those politicians of Igbo extraction who thought that they would use Nigeria to feed their nest, they went, thinking that Nigeria would guarantee them 2023 ticket to run the presidency. Absolute nonsense. It was this that deceived Orji Okalu by Tinubu into heading to Lagos. Now, where is he? Olotabed. Thank you, Udok Munya, for saying that. I'm aware of it. That is very, very true. And that does not end there. You made something important. All our traders, our businessmen and women, you shall be the next victim. Whatever you have, divide it into two. Bring one, Bulata Igbo. Bring one half of it to Igbo land. Bulata half to Igbo land where it is not absolutely secure. Leave the rest in Hausa or Yoruba land. Because when the Biafran shall strike, or when the enemy shall strike, we are going to defend ourselves. Your property shall be the next target. Your property shall be the first, not even the next, the first target. They are going to make sure they decimate everything. That is why we are telling our people, whatever you have now in Lagos, in Meduguri, in Kano, in Mina, any part of Nigeria outside Biafra land, divide, can use abo, brew one portion, Bulata Igbo, Bulata Dejin Nagi, Bulata Aba, Owerri, Enugu, Oka, Abakaliki, Asaba, Port Harcourt, Abakaliki, no, I mentioned Abakaliki, Ikota Ekpene, Calabar, Yenegua. Bring those things back home. Any of the states I mentioned, Bulata Ebahan, leave a fraction of it in Alausa or Ala Yoruba. Also, happy at Ottawa, and Bogubiela, I'm a Gatmozia. Why must my people perish? Why must you pack all your bag and baggage, carrying all your eggs in one Yoruba basket? How can the Igbo man carry all his eggs in Yoruba basket or in Hausa basket? What do you think? What do you think? Ibra Kwok at a time, Gigi Ekitendi Yoruba, Brie, Mowrek and Hausa, Brie. Okay, questioning. That is why we are telling our people, just like Odog pointed out, divide it into three in short. Two parts, Bulata and Igbo. Have only one allows Allah Yoruba. We are not together with those people. Aina Yoruba, Aina Musa Brofu. How many times have we said it? Come back home, my people. Why they wanted Innocent Motors to come to Lagos or Kaduna was in the event of any conflagration, they would destroy everything. They would destroy everything. But Innocent Motors is wiser. He refused to hearken to the Yenis. We are going to protect him. When you move out to say no Biafra, you say one Nigeria, you pay the price like Orji Okalu. We are so mindful of his own fate. We are so sad. Even a way he had not Orji Okalu. If he had known he would not come back from Lagos that very day, we would have advised him do not step out. He had the information, but the crooked Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, deceived him. Rochas Okrocha be warned. Ayana Ekun Ekondi Moiriri, the good, but be warned. Theodoji, be warned. And is that what's his name? Ifeanyi Uba, be warned. All of you are the targets. All of you are the targets. They want to make sure they cripple all of you, that all of you money bags of Igbo extraction will not have the wherewithal to fight for anything come 2023. Of course, who is talking about 2023? We are talking about 2020. Nigeria cannot go beyond 2020. Look, the signs are there. The signs are there. Nigeria is not going beyond 2020. As soon as we start this our march to final freedom, it is all over. Don't think we're going to stop. I know that I need go one wayo. Man hapa ala Igbo, hapa ala Biafra. Gi buru ihe niile I nwere. Buru ụmụ gị from A to Z. Ị gara ala so iwere aha awụsanya ha. Look at onye Igbo isa Rotimi. Tell me, what has Rotimi got to do with Igbo name? Ị ka Lagos ihu ndị Igbo ha akpọ nwa ha ka Femi Kayode. That is stupid. That is so stupid. Onye Igbo ga na-akpọ nwa ya ahụ onye Yoruba. Onye Igbo bịa ya sị gị na nwa ya dị asụ Igbo na ọ na-asụ Yoruba. Na-asụ Yoruba, ọ na-asụ Igbo. Obiọma na-akpa gị. Gị tụwa aka gị hụ 3-story building ịrụ n'ala Lagos. Ordinary batch nwa ala Biafra. What for? Echi gị sị ha, they will spare you. They will spare you. How can they spare you? Now, ndị nọ na Trade Fair Complex. Why? Because they carried all their trillion investment and they're back to Yoruba land. Now trying to recover their swampy zones. Now Buhari has said it. Let Islamic world continue to troop into Nigeria. What is the effect? And that idiot, the Chief Justice of the Federation, telling people that Sharia law, Arabic language, there will be no Sharia or Arabic studies in any Biafran university, polytechnic, secondary schools, or primary. Impossible. Arabic language, we make a statement of fact, policy. Arabic language shall have no foothold in any Biafran school, primary, secondary, colleges of education, polytechnic, university. Arabic language can never be studied in any Biafran school. They should forget that. They should forget that. It's impossible. And for you to talk of Sharia law, Sharia the background, no Biafran school shall study Sharia law. For what? Unless they want us to impose on them canon laws. But then they can. Christian Association of Nigeria is so docile, only collecting tax and offerings, doing nothing. Idiots, doing nothing. Every day. Ndị Muslim na-eme ihe ọsọrọ ha. Ndị Christians na-epịarịga na private jets, na-emega fake miracle, doing fake miracle, na-edeceive ndị mmadụ. Echigide ebe mmadụ enweghị isi. Come on, stop this madness. We are not going to tolerate this type of madness called prophecy in Biafra land. We are going to be a Christian nation. But anything like a fake prophecy, we are not going to allow it. If you try it, we allow you. But if you first to come to fruition, we deal with you. I repeat, we shall give room for prophecy. But you put into, we discipline you, we deal with you. Because as you get Blamuma, we want to see their lips. No. But give Blamuma because you want money in Biafra land. We deal with you. This is what we are saying. Of course, the floor is still open for people to make their own contributions. While we wait for that, the music continues. Yeah, somebody wants to say something?
Yeah, this is Jude Chijoke.
Yeah, Jude, when you finish, Udogo still has something to say. He will tell us before we call it today. Jude, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Jude, please hold on. Let me read out what people are writing. Please hold on. Of course, Emega Chinedu is here with us. Let me see. Chukuma Enisi, of course, is there. Ofoki Ebuka is there. Ude just said the problem with our audios of Kali is because he wanted to be president by all means. Of course, he wanted to be Nigerian president while we were telling them come back to Biafra and support what bim-massob is doing. They preferred Nigeria. Kikil Atchison, of course, is saying good evening to all. We welcome all of you. Say your mind. Just take over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kinna. Well, in the area of opening of the Nigerian borders, you see that area in particular, it actually touches my mind when I have the news. And I started to ask myself, what is the reason behind such kind of orders? But only for now, I think everything has beginning to add up. It has beginning to make sense. I believe by now we all have seen where their plans are heading towards. Because come to think of it, you will ask yourself, is it these same countries which have been, in uprising for all this for quite some time now? You will hear of Libya, Tunisia, Egypt, Morocco, and all, most especially the North African countries. They have been uprising, and in some part of the Middle East as well. Is it these same countries that our own, president of Nigeria went and then tell them to come into a country freely without visa on arrival? I think it is so suspicious that if you don't think something, there's a foul play, there's something seriously wrong, there's something that he or they wanted to benefit from such kind of calling for a free visa. So why a visa on arrival? I think if you can study it very well, you will find out that most of these countries have nothing. What economic benefit will most of these countries that is now went and then declared the free visa, of what benefit, economic benefit will it be to Nigeria in general? I think and it's the same government, which came into as in 2015 and messed up the economy. Look at our economy that is struggling. After messing up the economy, it chased out investors from bad policies. And look at the whole businessmen. Things are getting worse. People are complaining. They can no longer feed. A lot of things are going wrongly, only for the same, president to go and then declare free visa. I think it doesn't actually make sense. I think there was a time I came across a particular news, you know, where a Muslim woman, I think somewhere in Delta State, I think he attacked a pastor for preaching. Preaching, a Muslim woman attacked a pastor in Delta State. Now, what does that tell you? I think that is a very serious encroachment. I think that shows that there is a plot. There's actually a plot somewhere. So I think the best way to monitor this kind of situation is to be on alert, because presently, as we are speaking, you go to all over Biafran lands, the roads, you will hear of the roadblocks. You will see the roadblocks for yourself, and these roadblocks are not there. They are not there to fight crime, to arrest crime, or to monitor crime movement or whatever, but to monitor our people, to collect bribe and monitor our people. And whenever there is a such kind of roadblocks, I think it becomes alarming, which anybody who is even non-Biafrans travel to Biafran land, the person will be complaining, why are there so much roadblocks? And this same roadblocks doesn't still prevent crimes from taking place. So it shows that probably those roadblocks are there for other purposes. So the best way for us is for us to be on alert. Every Biafrans have always been on alert, but today we have to be on extra, and most especially monitoring movement, because by the time this particular policy started trooping in, you will find out that a lot of people from all this Sahara Desert and the North Africans and co will start moving in. And that is a very free, because once they are coming in, I believe they know the purpose why they are being granted free visa to Nigeria. Just imagine, if you go to the northeast, if you go to the south, the that's the eastern, what do I put it, the Middle East, you will find out that the movement of these people they call missionaries, the movement of these jihad fighters, they are mostly from North Africa, and part of other Arabic country. So if free visa is being given to these same people to come into Nigeria, I think we have to be on alert, and we have to monitor every movement to ensure that we are not taken by surprise. think that is my own contribution on that issue.
Thank
Thank
you
you very
so
much.
much, Chijoke. You made a very latent point. All these countries, they say, come. Of what economic value are they to us? Of what economic value? That is a very sound argument from you. Of what economic value? Some of them don't have any economic value. So why must they enter the country to destabilize it economically, socially, and even religiously? Name it. Of what economic value are they to us? But because they have agenda, because they want to Islamize us, God forbid. They want to have that particular dream, opening their border, let them be trooping in. And the funny part of it was that while they are trooping in, they come with their AK-47. They enter with their AK-47. Remember that all the borders in the north are as wide as the cathedral door. No customs, no immigration. They enter freely with arms, ammunition, whatever you can think of. Nobody checks them. And those things are meant for who? For my people. For us Christians, we don't carry arms. For us Christians, we believe in using peace to resolve every crisis. But not so with a Muslim. They always want to fight their way through, even when they do not have anything. Parasitism is a lifestyle. How can parasites be disturbing entire nation? People that contribute to nothing. Yet they want to have dominion over everything. Udogo said it some minutes ago that whether we like it or not, this might end on the battlefield. We are not praying for that. Don't misquote me. Our own philosophy is non-violence. But the enemy might push us to the battle line where we shall be forced to defend ourselves. It might likely be. Udogo wants to say something before we go. You have the floor. So, what we are saying is this. Get prepared. Let every Biafran get prepared. Let every Biafran be ready, because the hour is coming when our peace might be disrupted by the vicious enemy. At that point in time, we shall not hesitate to defend our fatherland. What do you think? Tell us your mind. We don't go back to you.
Thank you very much. This is Valentine Ugoji from Port Harcourt.
Thank you.
Yeah, from the point, what we are discussing tonight, when you look at what is on ground, there was a time we had the influx of these Fulani herdsmen in the country when the borders were closed. The president of Nigeria made us to understand that these people came from Mali, Chad, from all these African countries, and we know that the borders were closed at that time. Let alone now that he now told them to come in, that the borders are open. What do you expect? We now know that they are fully prepared, fully armed to the teeth, because a nation is about to be born. And that nation that is about to be born is a great nation. And they are out to stop that nation. But they cannot. Why am I saying this? We are well informed, though we are non-violent. That we are non-violent does not mean that we cannot fight. That we are non-violent does not mean that we cannot act. That we are non-violent does not mean we don't know our right from our left. We need to be prepared. The Boy Scout motto says, be prepared. We need to be prepared. We don't have to be sleeping this time around. We need to be awake. If you watch out today, all our nooks and crannies, they carry their cows to our backyards, to all the entrances they know. They move around. Some say they are tinker. They repair our spoiled pots, our plates, and what have you. Some say they cut your nails. Some do one thing or the other. Some come to amend shoes. They came in disguise. Many of them are soldiers.
coming to know all the streets, all the track roads, all the nooks and crannies. They want to know all our backyards. That is why I am telling our people to be up and doing, to be awake, to be alive and awake. We don't have to be sleeping and sleep over. No. We have to be watchful. We have to be prepared so that when there will be a shaking, we will shake back. Every Israeli is a soldier, and I believe every Biafran is equally a soldier. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to get our lungs. There was a place I was reading in the Bible. It says, "Beat your sickles into what swords." Don't you no longer use them as sickles. Turn them to swords because there is battle ahead. With them, you can fight those battles ahead. So we need to be prepared to fight the battles ahead. We need to work together. This is the time for us to come together. Be you in any group, it doesn't matter. Be you IPOB, be you bim-massob, be you Zionist, be you Biafra Foundation, whatever. We are Biafrans. And this time is the time for us to walk to our promised land. And the devil is out to stop us, to hinder us through a Pharaoh. And we will not allow the Pharaoh to stop us from leaving Egypt. We have to leave Egypt. Either they like it or not. We must move into our promised land come 2020. So we have to be up and do it. We have to stand up. We don't have to relax. Though our motto is non-violence. The Bible says that when they say peace, sudden destruction comes upon them. So we don't have to say peace. We have to stand up to fight. If you are watching match, once you go to defense, the enemy will score a goal. But once you attack, the enemy don't have the opportunity to do what? To score. So we have to stand out. We have to stand up. We don't allow them to overtake us. No. The borders are about to be opened. If you watch all our roads, there are police checkpoints. When you are stopped at this one, you are looking ahead, you are seeing another one, not even far from where you are. So that is the situation we find ourselves. Now we have to do what? To fight. We have to work together. They say together everyone achieves more. That is teamwork. All the groups need to work now as a team so that we'll get to where we are going to. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Valentine Ogoji. Of course, talking to us from the city of Port Harcourt, River State, Biafra land. Yeah, everybody is emphasizing the same thing. We have to be ready. We have to be prepared. I got them kwadobe maka na anyị gbara ndị iro gbara anyị gburugburu. We must not sleep with two eyes open. We have said it again and again. These people will not allow us to go in peace. They must do something to provoke us. If they do, what shall we do? If they must provoke us, take it or leave it. That is why they are importing their brothers and sisters from Egypt and the Sudan in particular, then Algeria and Libya to add up. They are bringing them down to Biafra land to assist them in fighting a second war. What shall we do? Must we fold our arms and continue to pray the rosary from time to time? No. While we are saying, Lord, may thy kingdom come, we must equally be prepared to defend the very kingdom God has given to us. But if we are not prepared to give the very first kingdom God has given to us, of what benefit shall be the kingdom of heaven? Let us start from here to defend our land. Let us get ready. Valentine could use a better word. We must guard our loins because the enemy, the vicious enemy, the inveterate enemy is very close by and is doing everything possible to draw us to the battle line. We are prepared or we shall be prepared. We are ready or we shall be ready to confront the enemy at the appropriate moment. But that is not the essence of our own philosophy. We want a situation where we shall carry everybody alive down to Biafra land. For anybody not to see Biafra land from top of the mountain like the case of Moses. No. We want all to get there. But if the enemy tries to be like the Amalekite or the Philistines, we shall be prepared to teach them a lesson they will never forget. That in their next life, when they hear the name Biafra, they shall begin to run. And those running shall begin to shout, and those shouting shall begin to clamor. At the end of it all, all of them are going to perish for Biafra to stand. Of course, Jeremiah is saying, Since they said no to sovereign national conference that was meant to bring Nigeria to a better standing, now it is time for us to talk about Biafra going home and Biafra being a practice for us. There's nothing they can do about it. This is coming from a major religious. Of course, innocent Ego is saying we have to fight and defend our right. Of course, we are going to fight and defend our right. That is clear. Chikezie, Francis is there, John Ono is there, Nneka Uzowuru Equally is there, Sonny Emmanuel Mabisi is monitoring us, is not today with us on the screen. Ikechukwu is saying, I trust our leader because he knows what to do about it. Of course, Isaac Naman is there, Onyechukwu Okechukwu rather Obiano, Emeka Udoji, the winner Emeka, and a lot more joining from here and there. The screen is very full. So, Ujogunwe, I will give you the last chance to say something, be more elaborate, and then after that, I make the closing remark and we call it a day. Ujogunwe, over to you.
Hello, good night.
Yeah.
Okay, Udog, please hold on. Jason, I don't know whether you left us. We had been expecting your comment since we started in the past 2 hours. I don't know what happened.
I'm here, I'm with you.
Oh, but I've been calling saying something. I thought you would say, okay, take over the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I joined from the beginning and I heard the first discussion and did the second discussion. But I have to make it very short because we are not been sleeping, we are awake. We saw everything, how it's going, how it is happening, and this is time for us to stood up and take the challenge upon ourselves. Like as I normally say, nobody is coming to do the work for us. Nobody is going to coming to fight for us. We are the one facing the challenge. This is not a matter of eight countries supporting us, backing us, or doing this and that, or that America is with us, or United Nations is with us. No, nobody is with us. We are alone, and when you understand that you're alone, you will know how to guide yourself, you know how to protect yourself. I keep on saying it that if you are traveling to somewhere and you are traveling and you are traveling alone and you have only 5,000 naira with you, you will know how to manage the money because you are traveling alone with only 5,000. But if you are many, up to 3, 4, 5, and that is traveling, if you have 5,000 naira, you may mismanage it or use it anyhow, hoping that your neighbor may borrow you money or you may get money from somebody. But if you are alone, you know that nobody is with you and nobody is going to borrow you any money. You have to be very careful on how to use the little money you have with you to defend yourself, to guide yourself, and to lead yourself to the end of your journey. Something is applicable in this our struggle today. We have understand that we are walking alone, and that's why we are being extra careful. Now we say that we are not violent, that we don't want violence, doesn't mean that we open up ourselves and allow the enemy to destroy us or to wipe us away because we are not violent. Opening the border for everybody to come in, that is their own business, that's their own cup of tea. If they want to rent their houses in the northern part of Nigeria to all those people that they invited without reason, without plan, they can do it. But I want to make one thing very clear here. Our movement and our struggle has frustrated the government of Nigeria. They are now behaving like animals. They don't know what they are doing. They are now being seriously frustrated and depressed by our movement. That's why they are now doing whatever they like. Not even what they like. They are being forced to do what they are doing. They are being intimidated to do what they are doing because they thought that by now they would have subdued someone like Wazirike. They would have defeated him for giving up about Biafra. But when they try with their secret agent to pull him down, more the man gets stronger, more the group gets stronger, more the group get more energy. The more they use the secret agent to pull out the whole thing called struggle of Biafra, the more the struggle get strong, the more the struggle become very, 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 very strong. So what they are doing now is, let me say that they are playing their last card, and once they play this last card, they will have no other card to play. So all we need to do now is to be careful and watch what we are doing. Yesterday I made a post, or today in Nigeria time, I made a post where I said that everything in your possession is a weapon. It is either weapon against yourself or against your enemy. It is either weapon to defend yourself against your enemy or to attack your enemy. It is either attacking weapon or defensive weapon. It depends on how you use it. It depends on how you manage it. Everything they are doing today, they have scheduled for it, they have set up the map, and now they are getting to the final bus stop without achieving anything. So they are not happy. Let's use all the whole things in our possession as weapons against our enemy, including our Bible and pencil. Because all this rubbish they are doing today, they use pencil to draw the map, and they are using Bible to write down what they will do and what they will do and how they will do it. So let us use everything we have, including paper and Bible, to deal with our enemy. And this is the time for us to rise up and do the right thing. What we need most is our pencil and our Bible has to be smart to draw the map of where we are going and to write down our mission and our boundary and what we are doing and how we are going to do it. Then, after that, we go into action. If we mistakenly go into action without plan, without drawing the map, without writing it down, it will destroy us. But thank God for Chief Raphael Wazulike, who has been using his pencil very well to draw the map, to put down things that are supposed to put down, who is using his pen to write down the areas we need to take over, the areas we need to cover up ourselves, the areas we need to defend ourselves. This is the time. We have been waiting for this time. It's not a sudden issue. It doesn't come by sudden. We have been expecting a time like this because they have failed in many ways. All their plans has been failing and failing and failing. And now they are now playing the last card, which we need them to know where again. And by that time, we will be careful to take what exactly belongs to us. Because I understand that consistency is the only game that destroys the enemy. Once you refuse to give up, once you refuse to abandon what you are doing, people will understand now that Wazirike and Mazor has not given up about the struggle of Biafra, and they have not. Wazirike has not betrayed Biafra, but he knows what he is doing. This is the time for the war, for the Igbos, for the Biafrans, for Africans to understand the game of Chief Wazirike and Mazor, his crew. Now they will understand it very clear. It is becoming more clearer that this game is a tough game. It's a very deadly game, and it's a game of either you win or you lost. It's a game of either you stand or you run away. But I pray that Igbos, Biafra will never run away from this battle. We will fight to the end. even at the standing of the last man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, Chesina Udeza, speaking to us from Japan. We quite understand every word you said. We must never give up and we shall fight our way to make sure we gain our freedom. We don't trust the enemy because we know they're going to shake us. But at any given moment they do that, we shall respond appropriately. Udog Way, over to you and make it brief before we call it a day.
Thank you so much. Once again, I want to advise the Yoruba people because they know what happened in 1967 when there is war between Biafra and Nigeria. And in that time, in Plateau and the Benue people, they're the one that fight the war. And after the Fulani used them, and they fight the war, and then now, what is going on? The Hausa, the Fulani people is taking their land. All those people that they brought from different other countries, they are now taking over their places, Benue and Plateau. That's the same thing. What they're doing now, causing problem for Biafran. They don't want to agree with us to go out from this agreement called Nigeria. So they're using them against us. The same thing will come to them. Look what happened in Libya when they're fighting war. Gaddafi brings some people from the jail, Mali, all these people to come and fight over there. Now, Libya people, they have no basis. They're killing people all the time. The innocent people there, the one that is not innocent, they're killing a lot of people there. Till today, they're still killing. So the same thing I'm warning you about people, what you are doing, it will come back to you. Because very soon, all these people you are supporting, whenever the Jaffa people plan things, you will go and cause a lot of problems. It will come back to you. And when it come back, it's not, it will be no metaphorical. It cannot be able, it cannot, it don't have any repair. And the new people will be will be damaged. And I will advise the Hausa people to look. Now it's time. You people have to decide one thing. Remember that we don't get any money from Nigeria. All the Igbo people, they are puzzled to make their money. Either the money that comes from diaspora, you look how many 80% or 90 or 70% of the money Nigeria are generating in the country is coming from diaspora. That's Igbo people, because we send money. How many trillions we are sending every month? Every month, everybody are sending money to that Nigeria. So they just take if Igbo free now, the money that will be coming to Biafra land is billions that will be Igbo people will be getting. So we don't depend in oil, we don't depend in all these things that you people are launching. So when and if you want peace, you better now withdraw and make agreement, because we still love you people. Not that we hate human beings, we don't hate human beings. We love all human beings. So that because we have we demand that if you have the structure, all the Igbo leaders they have the coming for the structure. You people are taking it out and refusing. When we as people are refusing, when the time comes and we get this Biafra, so there's no way again for the structure. So we be in our own. There will be border. So now it's time for you people to rethink before something goes wrong, because nothing will let Biafra not to come any moment. That's what I'm telling you people. And what again is concerning these people that making the Islamic law, the chief of what they call it, this what is the
Chief Justice.
name? Chief Justice. So this Chief Justice that try to put law in Nigeria, the whole Nigeria. So I want to tell them that Nigeria, not all Nigeria is Islam. Biafrans is Christian. Some other people they are Christian. So you can make the law for your own side.
and never you do anything for Igbo people because we are not the same with you people. So we don't have that law. You can kill your people and destroy your own area. That is why we say you want to separate from you people so that you people can have your law. You can do whatever you want to do and kill people, kill as you want. Kill as you want, but leave their play alone. Make the law for your own side because we are Democrats. We don't have also such a law in our system. Please, that's what I want to say, Ikenna. Good night and have a
Thank you
better
so much,
weekend.
Doug. You have said it, of course, by way of summary. You have said it all. They are doing everything possible to provoke us. Biafra is not an Islamic country. So why must they think of introducing Sharia law in our schools? It's impossible. There's no Biafran school that will tolerate that rubbish. Thank you so much. And of course, Ude James is saying that all our roads are filled up with checkpoints. He travels every week. What he sees on the roads is very, very terrible. Owerri to Aba, terrible. Aba to Lagos, terrible. All these people in uniform collecting money on our roads in Biafra land. Of course, as Royal Francis is saying the same thing that these people are doing everything possible to provoke us. Of course, he quoted the army once said that there are no problems in Biafra land. That is true. In the southeast, they put it, but that they must focus there. When there is no war, no conflict in Igbo land, in Biafra land, why then must you emphasize on focusing them? What happens in Kaduna, along Kaduna Abuja Expressway, where brigands are always operating freely? What happens in Sambisa Forest? What happens in some other parts of northern Nigeria, where the Islamic fundamentalists are having a field day? The army cannot go there. But in Biafra land, in peaceful Biafra land, they continue to terrorize our people, doing everything possible to drag us out. One day they shall succeed. They will face the consequences. Bentobi Chukwu Benedict is saying he's watching us now from the United Arab Emirates in Dubai. Thank you so much for being there with us. So these people are doing everything possible to drag us out. We are trying to avoid them, but they keep on provoking us. The very day we shall institute guerrilla exercise, you know what I mean. The very day we shall decide on guerrilla exercise, put that exercise in parentheses or in quote. The day we shall commence guerrilla exercise, there will be no policeman or army man of Hausa Yoruba extraction that will be found on Biafran road. But because we have not started and we don't want, that is why you see them extorting money from our people. The funny part of it all, no matter go hand and candy Biafra, yet without Brahmuru, when you see them, they look wretched and woe be God. They look very, very wretched. Can you wretched go home? They will continue to wonder. The money they don't actually have a kid like corner. That is true. They keep on extorting money from our people. At the end of the day, they cannot achieve anything tangible with the money. Yet they look haggard. They look emaciated. They look gaunt. Come on, what is wrong with them? Yoruba Kahana Majiji. Talking and talking and talking on Facebook. Talking and talking and talking. Yoruba can't do anything. If Yoruba people were to strike the two seaports, agree with the Igbos to stay at home, no movement in Lagos for consecutive 1 week, there shall be no country called Nigeria again. But the cowardly Yoruba will not try that. This is go up and down. I'm sorry, come on, but I can come here. The Yoruba Mawu every day. I can on Facebook, they meeting. Rubbish. And when it happens, they can attack learning Yoruba landlock. Babangida said it some time ago. No, we're not Potanura as like Yoruba that carry out here, not all of you. I got again. I spoke with some Yoruba people how we are going to organize ourselves and then make sure that there is no movement in Lagos for a day, 2, 3 to 1 week. To make sure we cripple down Stinkan Island Port and Papa Port. To make sure no movement, nothing. Yoruba agreed, they agreed. When it was time, a week to a time for us to start this activity, Yoruba people, one of them, all of them disappeared. They go around Zambia, you know, Gabon, you go around, you know, rubbish, had disappear. You know, they are Yoruba. From the studios of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority, we have indeed expended 2 hours in this particular broadcast. So beyond that, we shall call it a day. Reminding you that Biafran government activities shall start in full force come January 2020. We are ready for that. And don't forget, the enemy might react, but we shall be prepared because we are not fighting anybody. We are not running into conflict with anybody. Despite everything, we obey the laws of the land, but practicing our own internal government like some other emerging nations do. Nobody shall stop us. But what we guarantee is a confederal Biafra, where every segment of our society shall be free to practice their own system of government while paying tax to the central government and then maintaining common international affairs and the military. We are now talking to our job people and the Ifik people that all of us shall come together to fight a common enemy that is very, very vicious, trying to do everything possible to keep us subordinate. We cannot accept that all the time. And that time has come for us now to assert our own dignity as human beings, assert our right to self-determination, to make sure that everything we value so much is brought down to Biafra land, where we are going to give meaning to what makes us human beings. We have, of course, acclaimed the statement made by Buhari, opening the doors of the northern Nigeria, giving free visa, no visa at all, to every Muslim country in Africa, for them to come and form a bloc to fight Biafra land in case of any eventuality, and then to establish their own emirate. But we are telling them that any day they will try to penetrate Biafra land with their own Islamic agenda, that particular day Islam is going to fizzle out from the entire Nigeria. No place, no land, nowhere in Igbo land must Sharia law be practiced. Impossible. No Biafran school must Arabic language be studied. Impossible. There is no place in Biafra land where Ruga or whatever is called can be practiced. Impossible. We shall be prepared to repeat history for history to be corrected. If anybody is dreaming that by importing all the Muslim people from every other part of the world to come into Nigeria, they are going to take our land. No, that person must have a retain because that person might join his own ancestor on the eve of that particular thing. Once again, we wouldn't continue to welcome people because we are short of time. Join us next time when we come on air. Once again, from the studios, Voice of Biafra International, the BPA, from the city of Munich, Germany, Iken Olivier has been your anchor man. Biafra war song continues to the end of the day. Of course, let me not fail to read out what John Ejike Ibokwe said. I believe we will make, that's from John Ejike Ibokwe. He's saying, I believe we will make sure all the landlords in Biafra to be aware and make sure they don't give any of them house in our land. So if they stay at a place, we will shake. We know what to do. That is to say, when they enter, if of course we they are traveling, they are free to travel. But if they are coming to reside there with their own plans, no Biafran landlord shall give them any accommodation, any house to live in. Let them go and gather one place. So that if they misbehave, we know how to gather them together. That's the meaning of this statement. So, and we thank you so much, John Ejike Ibokwe, for that. And also, some of this gentleman, if I keep on reading everything here today, they say Chigeji Chigabo. So, like I said, until we meet some other time, for the rest of the day, let us tell them that the Biafra war song is still alive with us and we must continue to play it until we get home. It comes.
The airblend voice of Okokondem of Radio Biafra and other sincere-hearted people all over the world vociferously vented their dislike of the killing of the Biafran children. Russian and Egyptian pilots, under the auspices of the Nigerian military junta, continued their vicious aerial attack on Biafra, dumping powerful bombs into Biafran schools.
Sorry, Imagine what you see. I'm sorry, I recognize your presence now, but because we have run out of time, they will give you chance to talk until some other time.
Today, we held Armed Forces Remembrance Day, but not even an hour is set aside to remember thousands of Biafran children.